Hey guys, it's post Miss Universe Day. We are here with our notes, our thoughts.
And we have a lot to say.
We do.
Yeah,
We do.
Okay, so we're gonna start with, I guess, the overall. I love the colors. I loved that after a terrible year, really hard emotionally, physically, like I loved that there was a lot of color.
Yeah.
A lot of movement.
Yeah.
The
music was really
the
good.
music was fun.
Yeah, it was very Miami.
I think I liked that a lot. I loved, of course, I'm Latin, so I love like the Latin culture coming through to everywhere, worldwide screen. My only issue with the opening dresses was that at prelims, girls were having like issues, like the dresses were
riding
a bit
up
short.
a little bit.
So they were like riding up a little bit. I didn't see it happening in the opening though, but I because I had watched prelims, like I had that in my brain.
Yeah, I remember a couple times during prelims when they had the shots looking up when they were walking away. There were a couple close calls.
There were a couple that, but yeah. The other thing that I really liked, just in general of the show, I loved that they switched the freaking shoes. I was tired of seeing these girls walking with really heavy platform shoes.
Yeah.
That will only make your walk heavier,
clunky
and just clumsy and just not good. I love that the shoes were just beautiful. And they made the girls look nice and they floated.
They didn't you didn't take your attention to the shoes.
So that I liked a lot. I also liked like the swimsuits. I thought they were colorful,
cool.
And like it's a swimsuit that I would wear not only because sometimes if you've, I did pageants a long time ago, but my swimsuit was not pretty. Like you could tell it was a pageant.
It was a pageant swimsuit. Yes, for sure.
The bottoms were usually like bigger and just like. These I thought were colorful. They were nice. Like
they had the detailing.
The detail was really
it was
nice.
Cool. It was very
and
cool.
it benefited the girls' bodies. So I thought that was like.
Which those bodies, they did not need any help. Oh my gosh.
The one thing I would have changed was the cover-ups. Like the sleeves I thought were not necessary. I think the cover-ups were really nice because, I get it. You don't want to be strutting, I don't know how long of a runway with your ass hanging out.
Yeah.
So I get the cover-ups, and I thought that was very nice and respectful, but I didn't like the sleeves.
I didn't like the sleeves either.
I think the sleeves constricted them a little bit.
Yes, I agree. And I wish it could have been just an inch shorter because I saw a couple girls, it got caught in the heel, and that's always something you don't want to have to worry about when you're going out. And then the other thing is, I wish at the very end they would have had them take it off. Just to see the final pose without the cover-ups. But
that's true.
Yeah, but I thought the cover-ups, I like when they're light like that. I like when it's not a lot of fluff, like no feathers, nothing like that.
Yeah,
so it was
pretty easy to move.
Yeah,
I agree. I also liked that for the swimsuit, the backdrop changed. So it was like palm trees, and it had like the little, I don't know, it was just, it translated to swimsuit, beach, it just looked like the neon light. Like it was like, really, really, really nice.
And with 21 girls, it moved fast. It felt like it was moving fast. It didn't, because my first thought, honestly, was 21 girls, this is going to take forever. And it didn't. It moved. They did a really good job with production.
I agree. I really like that. Then moving to evening, I also liked the backdrop. I loved that it changed to like chandeliers and like it changed the mood and it got the viewer ready to watch this beautiful, group of women come out with the most elegant dresses.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like.
And I read somewhere that this year hit the highest amount of girls that changed from their prelim dresses to night dresses. Yeah.
100%. Like that really caught my eye. I remember, back in my days, I loved my dress so much that I used my best dress for prelims.
Yeah.
Because by the way, I feel a lot of girls save the best dress for finals.
Yes.
For me, save the best dress for prelims.
Yes.
And then if you qualify, use that same dress for finals. Like don't change it.
No.
Because I do feel that, a dress can make you or break you.
Yes.
And like in my personal case, I felt like my dress was amazing and I didn't change it. I used the same one. For these top 10 girls, they all changed dresses. And I think, like, for instance, the change of dress for Australia, I think it didn't benefit her.
I agree. I thought her prelim dress was better. Yeah, the cutout was just too big, and she's a short girl.
She's short.
And that drop made her, at least I felt like her prelim dress was really good. It was that strapless, and it had a train, but it didn't weigh her down.
Yeah.
And I do think, if you have the gown, that's your gown.
That's your gown.
That's your gown. Show it off. Give that gown its airtime. I mean, it's like, this much time you're on there, use the gown. I'm with you 100%.
When she turned around and there was like buttons on the back, like a wedding dress, I was like,
it was a lot.
No.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. But
I mean, there were dresses that, I know that we're going through a phase where there's a lot of sparkle. A lot of sparkle.
Yeah.
And I'm not a sparkles fan, but I mean, you could tell it's not cheap sparkle. Because there's cheap sparkle, and then there's like good sparkle.
Peru did it right.
Peru did it right. India did it right. I felt like her dress, just gold, it was
beautiful.
Mixed beautifully with her skin tone. And I think it was just like beautiful.
Yeah, India was a standout for me in gown. I did like Puerto Rico switch.
Yes.
Her gown.
Yes.
Better than the green.
Yes.
And then, I mean, Dominican Republic, she's our heart. We love her.
She was my front runner. Her and India were my front runners.
Yeah. In gown, she just sparkled. I mean, her eyes, her smile, she was just happy to be there all night. And you could totally see it. And also, Mexico. I did not love her gown. It wasn't my favorite, but I thought she just wore it. And you could tell she loved the gown.
You could tell she felt amazing in that dress, but I felt like the reason like we said, like a dress can make you or break you. And I feel like Mexico, her dress made her.
Yes.
There are girls that just sparkle the day of the pageant, and you're like, and then, a couple of days later, you're like, how did she win? Yeah. But it was something on that night that just that something, she had like that fairy dust on top of her head. And I felt like all the dresses were similar in color. And then she just came out
with the red.
Yeah. And you're like, your eyes just gravitate to the brightest color of the palette. And you gravitate to red. In this case, you gravitate to Mexico.
And she knew how to show off that back. That back was beautiful.
She knew. Let me say this. She did not have the best body.
No, I agree.
She did not. It was very fit. But like proportion-wise, whatever, it wasn't the best. There were better. There were. Oh my god, bodies.
Puerto Rico.
But she knew how to pose. She knew her angles down to a T.
Yes.
Honey, it doesn't matter if you are, 6 feet tall and, perfect measurements. If you do not know how to move your body, nobody will see it. Girlfriend knew how to move her body.
She did. She did. She knew that she knew.
And she knew she knew. And she made sure you knew.
And it worked. It worked for her.
And it worked. 100% it worked. And I think that's what got her there.
Yeah. I also liked Peru's hair for gown. It just showed off her face is stunning. Stunning. Beautiful face. She's like a doll.
And she's a very smart girl.
Very smart.
She sounded so like eloquent.
Yeah, she did. There were girls, this was proof of like different judges, different night, different winner, because there were multiple girls that could be Miss Universe. Yeah. Like hands down easily this was such a good, strong year. Yeah. Such a good year.
And we were talking before filming, huge shout out to that top 21. Because girls, you were in quarantine for a year. And you managed to deliver those bodies. Oh my gosh. In quarantine.
I still can't believe it.
It's major commitment. So hats off to you girls, because let me tell you, that is not an easy task.
No, and they were stunning. I mean, you could tell they worked so hard. And because it wasn't just thin, tall, that you could say it's genetics. There were abs. I saw abs on abs on abs. And
those were fit bodies, which is something that I've liked that Miss Universe has changed. Yes. It's not about just being a skinny mini. It's about having a good, fit, healthy body. Like you want to see a healthy girl transmit a healthy message. And I think they're doing it right, and they've been doing it right for a while now. And I really like that. Like, I really, really like that.
I agree. And I think Swimsuit shows who really puts in the dedication. Even if you're not 6 foot tall and you don't have if you make your body the best it can be and you work hard, that shows that commitment. And
well, Australia proved that.
Yeah, and Australia was a good example of you can be short and maximize everything. She had long steps. She had the sass. She had the posing. And so I was really happy to see her. And again, abs.
Yeah.
It was
I think, and also she showed a lot of personality.
She did.
There's one thing that a lot of the contestants had, and I think so much preparation, sometimes you lose your essence of who you are. And that at the end of the day, when you're doing interview, when you're on stage, that comes through.
Yeah.
That they see you, yes, you're very pretty, but who are you? Like, I can't really, get that essence of who you are. And that's something for the girls that are training to do a competition. Never lose sight of who you are. Doesn't matter how much training you do and how prepared you feel. Like, always remember who you are, because it will come through. So yeah, we're moms.
We're moms.
We're moms.
We have a school drop off.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say something to that might be controversial. I'm just gonna say it. I'm sorry.
Go.
On the opposite side, I felt that Brazil was giving us what she thought we wanted to see.
It was too much.
It was too much, and she didn't need to do it. She had everything. She was beautiful. She had the obviously had done this a million times before, and you could tell it. But she was just trying too hard.
Yeah.
It felt to me.
Final question. It was just like too much.
It was a lot. Yeah.
And I feel also, now that we mentioned final question, I feel that the questions, I mean,
yeah.
I think, yes, they were good questions. I felt the girls answered them really well, given the level of stress and nerves. And also, I kept thinking of them, like, when you hold the microphone and you hear, like, the echo, like, that you can, like, it messes you up in here. Like, I've been in situations where you hear the echo, and keeping your focus and not losing track of what you're saying is very hard. So kudos to them to be able to, get it together. But the questions, I feel like they keep asking. I mean, I'm not saying to ask stupid questions, but I feel like sometimes they're expecting them to save the world.
Presidential debate.
Yeah,
basically.
and it's like, it's a beauty pageant. In all, like, bottom line, you have to look pretty. You have to do, they're trying to haul ass to go to school. You have to, just deliver a good answer, but you're not there to save the world. Like, you're there to look pretty, to, work on charities and give your best, but it doesn't matter, sorry, what a Miss Universe says, but you're not, unless you really say something really messed up, you're not going to make headlines. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, your role as Miss Universe is to set a good example, to help charities, to deliver a good message. But, I mean, you're not going to solve COVID.
Yeah. Well, and also, like, if we knew what to do with lockdowns, like, in the past, like, the president would have done that, you know? I mean, it's...
Well, depending on the president, because there are presidents. Like,
True.
Mexico knows that there are presidents, and India, oh my goodness, poor girls. But,
But, I mean, it was just, it felt a lot, and it was, I mean, but they did do amazing under pressure.
Yeah.
They did. But, and a lot of them also getting the questions not in their native language.
Yeah.
That's
I feel like, when you ask a COVID question to, say, Mexico, and, I mean, I'm sure she would have, she thinks, oh God, my president, he didn't think of COVID, and for him, there was no COVID, and I'm sure she wanted to answer something completely different to what she answered and say, you stupid. But, she was very politically correct.
Yeah, she gave a good pageant answer.
A good pageant answer. And I just feel like the questions need to be toned down just a little bit, because you're not there to save the world.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna, solve the problems of, world hunger.
But I will say, out of all the questions for on stage, Peru was my winner.
100%.
Hands down. I mean, no one even came close.
She was so calm and so at ease with being on stage.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't, okay, you didn't want her to win, fine. But she should have been first runner-up. At least. Like, not.
Yes.
You know,
with that answer, I just don't see
how.
Yeah.
Like, how?
That is the way to answer a question. It was personal. It wasn't too much. Yeah. And this is, again,
you could see
don't hate me, people. I feel like it's what Brazil wanted to do, but did too much, and she did the perfect amount. She gave an amazing answer.
Yeah. I really liked her answer. I liked how she just was so at ease during the questions, and it's really hard to do because when Mexico answered the first time, she was nervous. Like, you could tell.
Yes.
India also, she was also one of my front runners, and she kind of lost herself a little bit. So I think, you know, like, I didn't mind that, say, India and Dominican Republic weren't as close to the crown, because I did feel like, for instance, like the Dominican, when she came out in her evening gown, I felt like she lost something. Like she lost that edge that she had throughout the competition. I mean, and that happens. And you never know what happens backstage, what someone says, what if you tripped or whatever. So I felt like she lost a little that extra. And her answer, which we're just rewatching, she said that she didn't need the platform in order to transmit, you know, like a good message. Yeah. And I'm like, no, the pageant answer is, with being my platform of being Miss Universe, I can, you know, help not only my foundation, but like worldwide.
Spread it out
and
there.
And it's like, honey,
she had like that
she had it.
Mark and just a tiny bit off.
But yeah, I feel like.
But still, okay, I disagree. She should not have been fourth runner-up.
No. I think she could have placed, like, I would have left Brazil on top, like last, then India, then Dominican Republic,
and then Peru, Mexico.
I mean, you know. So yeah, now to the winner. There are mixed feelings, but I am happy for her because, one, she wasn't a front runner for a lot of people other than the Mexicans. And she just came in, you know, slowly but surely, and that girl won the race.
She did.
She showed her personality. She showed she could, you know, she showed who she was throughout the competition, and you can tell that she was a sweetheart. Why? Because everybody, COVID or no COVID, rushed to that girl and hugged her.
Yes.
So that says a lot.
That does say a lot, and it was everybody. I mean, and they ran up to her. Yeah. So that is awesome to see. Like, because there have been times before where
that happened. I've seen it firsthand, where they run to the first runner-up and not the winner.
So that is really good to see when the girls are genuinely happy for her, and I think she's gonna do a great job. And I will say about, like, Mexico's a pro. Yeah, she is a professional. Yeah. And she was first runner-up at Miss World. And one of the things I think that, like, just kept her on that steady path, like you were saying, is she knew what worked for her. Yeah. And she played her game. Yeah. And she just played her game all the way up to the 5, and then just, I mean, it was...
And she didn't lose her essence. At the end of the day, if you lose track of who you are and what makes you unique, you lose. Yeah. She did not lose that. No. And she knew, like you said, she knew what worked for her in posing, in clothes, in swimsuit, in evening gown. Her
facials were really good. Yeah. I thought they were, like, very her.
And, you know, she speaks Spanish, English. She has the experience of being thrown out into the media because she has been Miss World Mexico, and she plays really well. Yeah. So yeah, I think, you know, she's gonna do a good job, and at the end of the day, I'm happy that Latina won. And I'm so happy.
Yeah, and I thought it was just such a good top 5. It was
strong.
I will have to say, Nicaragua getting cut after swimsuit. No. Who did that? No. Who did that? Because that's not okay.
Let me tell you, if you're ever going to be a judge, what I've learned as being a judge myself, don't be like, oh, I'm not going to give her a high score because others are going to give her a high score. Honey, if she deserves a 10, give it to her. Give her the 10.
And Nicaragua deserved a 10 after swimsuit. Yeah. I need to write a letter.
If she made it to top 21, it was because she gave a kick-ass interview, and she did a really good job at prelims, obviously. Then you make her compete in swimsuit. That was one of the best bodies top 21.
Yeah.
Her facial expression.
Beautiful.
Her genuine reaction when she made it to top 21 is like, you know.
You got emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how? How did you leave her out? No.
So wrong.
No,
and I will die
wrong.
on this hill. I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
And
I
also,
agree. I stand by Nicaragua.
Nicaragua, and the other end, Nepal. Where was she?
I feel like there were a lot of girls very, stunning, but I feel that sadly what makes you or breaks you is that freaking interview.
Yeah.
What makes you memorable, because those judges are sitting there for hours on end. 2 days interviewing 80 some girls. So there has to be something in that interview that makes you memorable.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think I made it top 15 because of that one question they asked me in interview. And that question was that they asked me, what was the best experience I had during Miss Universe? And I said, well, actually crossing the canal. I had never crossed the canal.
Being from Panama.
Miss Panama. Yeah. And this other judge, the one that didn't ask me a question, was like, how come you're from Panama and you have never crossed the canal? I'm like, well, not everybody that lives in Orlando has been to Disney World. And he was like,
True.
Okay.
True.
But it's like, honey, it requires a boat and it requires to pay, a crossing fee. I'm sorry, I do not own a boat.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry.
No, and that's true. And it's those little moments that you say one thing and it sticks in their brain. And then guess what happens? When you're stuck in their brain, they're looking for you. They're looking for you to come out. And when they see you, it's that connection. It builds that connection.
Yeah.
But I almost wonder if with Nepal, and I don't know how old she is. Let me look up really fast. I wonder if a couple years might have been good for her, but she was so sweet.
And I loved Curacao. I thought she was amazing. I think,
and she has autism.
I mean, kudos for her. I mean, how the mental toughness you have to have in order to just get there. Also, I noticed that the age limit of Miss Universe has expanded.
Yes.
I think it's very good
because
it allows girls to have more maturity to handle the pressure. And it allows girls to live their dreams, which I think is really sweet because it's something that, you want to do, but sometimes you're just too immature to handle it. But I feel like getting to the age of Puerto Rico, it's too much. Like
she turned 29, didn't she?
Yeah. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, she looked amazing.
Fire.
Like that girl, you could tell her experience, her face was like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And she looked amazing, but I just feel like she looked too mature next to some of the other girls.
It's possible. And I wanted her to fluff her hair just a little bit. It was just very stick straight. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Well,
or it was just the whole overall styling.
It was just the overall styling. Maybe I would have done a softer makeup to make her look more, fresher, nicer.
Yeah, because she had one of the strongest bodies. Yeah.
But in general, I think the overall competition was really good.
It was good.
I think it moved really fast. I think it was nice to acknowledge all the social work and all these other things. But I think it's something that you can give it a sneak peek and then move it to social media. I think we can make the show from 3.5 hours to 2 hours or 2.5 hours. It doesn't need to be 3.5 hours long.
And it does feel long.
After a while, you're like, oh God.
Yeah.
And I feel like having the girls come out, in my personal experience, having the girls after you've not qualified, having come out and wear their dresses and I think it's painful.
Yeah.
For some girls, they're just having fun and they don't care, but then there are others and it's dude, it's just painful. I don't want to go out again in my evening gown and just not qualified.
Yeah.
And then also having the singer at Luis Fonsi towards the end and singing to the top five,
and they're just kind of back there
backup dancers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just we could have done without Luis Fonsi.
And can we just stop with the dancing intros? Can we stop? You know what I would love to see? They did this one year at Miss USA. They had everyone come out as a runway show. And that's a great way to feature every single girl. She gets to walk her runway, and they're not, not everyone's a dancer. And this is not a dancing competition.
Yeah.
And you can tell, it's just, and it feels like it goes on a long time. The dancing last night felt like it went on a long time.
Yeah, I mean, those are little things that I think are, although the dancing has gone down a lot. Because my year, we danced. Like, my year, we danced a lot. Like, there was a huge choreography. But just in general, I think, you know, it was nice to see the pageant. It was nice to hear audience. It was not after, you know, after COVID and quarantine and just being locked up. It was nice to see color. It was nice to hear, you know, people screaming in the back. And just like, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And just as a final touch, Sozie's closing dress.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to hug that girl. She looked beautiful. So beautiful.
Iconic.
That girl will go down, you know, in history because her year was just, she handled it with such grace and elegance.
Yes.
So
I have a feeling we'll be seeing her a while.
Let me tell you,
this.
A lot of the former Miss Universe were hosting or commenting, and they did a beautiful job. But sweetie, Sozie kicked everybody's behind.
Yeah.
That girl, I hope she watches this video, and I really hope that she goes into hosting or TV or something, or speaker, because she did not mess up once.
No, and
like,
I was really just hanging on what she was saying. She's so fun to listen to.
Yeah, she is.
Chesley did a good job too.
Yeah.
She did a really good job in the back. I don't know exactly what was going on sometimes with Olivia.
Yeah.
But
like
her face with
she's stunning. So I mean, But yeah, she could have been like more like,
give us a little bit more. Yeah,
give me more. Mario did
a great job.
Mario was saving the show.
Yeah.
Mario was, really good. But yeah, I was happy to see like so many formers being involved.
It is nice bringing them back.
Yeah. It's nice. Also, it's nice support for the girls that are competing, to see girls that have already been through this.
Yes.
And just the whole vibe. I was just happy to tune in to Miss Universe and see everything. And like my former Miss Universe, Panama, Justine says, it's like the crown is called Miss Universe. So the crown needs to travel. Yeah. Like, it can't always stay in one continent. And I think it was time for it to come back to the Americas. So I'm happy that at the end of the day, we're going to have a smart, strong, responsible person representing all women.
And I think she's going to do an amazing job. And that's somebody you can count on. Yeah. She's gonna. She knows.
You can see
the
that
job.
She's gonna do the job because she's been through it.
Yes.
And she knows how to handle it.
Yes,
so
for sure.
You go, Andrea. You go, girl.
Well, I think that's our short recap. We're gonna try and do a live soon later on this week, and maybe feature a guest on it, possibly, and we'll get into some more of the bochinche, if you will.
Oh my goodness.
A little gossip.
Oh, you Latina, you.
So we will keep you posted on when we're gonna do that live. And thanks for listening. And let us know in the comments what you think about our thoughts.
Our thoughts. And what are your thoughts? I want to hear what you think. So, and if you want to share this video, go ahead as well.
Go right for it.
Go for it.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.